Won your consumer case but the company is refusing to comply with the order? You are not alone. Thousands of consumers face this frustrating situation every year. In this episode of Consumer Times, we explain the step-by-step process to execute a consumer commission order when respondents don't comply. Learn about execution petitions, attachment of property, contempt proceedings, and your legal remedies under the Consumer Protection Act. Welcome back to Consumer Times, your trusted source for understanding consumer rights and navigating the complex world of consumer protection. I am your host Dr. Arun Kumar. Today, we are tackling a frustrating problem that thousands of consumers face across the country. What happens when you win your case at the Consumer Commission, but the company simply refuses to comply with the order? You've fought hard, presented your evidence, and the Commission has ruled in your favor, ordering compensation, refunds, or damages. But months pass, and nothing happens. The respondent company ignores notices, delays payments, and acts as if the order doesn't exist. If you are facing this situation, don't lose hope. The law provides you with powerful remedies to enforce these orders, and today we are going to explain exactly what steps you can take to execute a consumer commission order when respondents don't comply. First, let's understand why non-compliance happens. Some companies deliberately delay compliance hoping you'll give up. Others genuinely face financial difficulties. Some believe they can drag the matter through appeals indefinitely. Whatever the reason, non-compliance with a consumer commission order is a serious matter, and the law treats it as such. The Consumer Protection Act provides multiple mechanisms to ensure that orders are not just paper victories but translate into actual justice for consumers. The key is knowing which remedy to use and when to use it. The primary remedy available to you is filing an execution petition. Once the time period specified in the Consumer Commission's order has passed, typically 30 days unless otherwise stated, and the respondent has not complied, you can file an execution petition in the same Consumer Commission that passed the original order. This is a formal application requesting the Commission to take steps to execute its own order. The execution petition should include a certified copy of the original order, an affidavit stating that the order has not been complied with, details of any partial compliance if applicable, and the specific relief you are seeking through execution. You'll need to pay the prescribed court fees for filing this petition. The Commission will then issue a notice to the respondent asking them to show cause why the order should not be executed. This often prompts companies to comply, as they realize you're serious about enforcement. If the respondent still doesn't comply after the execution petition is filed, the Consumer Commission has the power to proceed with recovery as if it were a decree of a civil court. This opens up several enforcement mechanisms. The Commission can order the attachment of the respondent's property, both movable and immovable. This means the Commission can seize bank accounts, vehicles, machinery, office equipment, or even real estate belonging to the respondent company. The attached property can then be sold through public auction, and the sale proceeds are used to satisfy your claim. The Commission can also order the attachment of debts owed to the respondent by third parties, meaning if someone owes money to the company that owes you money, that amount can be recovered and paid to you. Another powerful tool is the arrest and detention of the directors or partners of the respondent company. While this is used sparingly and typically as a last resort, the Consumer Protection Act does provide for this remedy in cases of willful non-compliance. Before ordering arrest, the Commission must be satisfied that there is deliberate defiance of its order. This provision serves as a strong deterrent and often brings even the most reluctant respondents to the negotiating table. Beyond property attachment and arrest, you can also initiate contempt proceedings against the respondent. Willful disobedience of a Consumer Commission order amounts to contempt of court. You can file a contempt petition highlighting how the respondent has deliberately and willfully failed to comply with the Commission's order despite having the means to do so. If the Commission finds the respondent guilty of contempt, it can impose imprisonment for up to 6 months, a fine of up to 2,000 rupees, or both. While these penalties might seem modest, a contempt conviction carries serious reputational damage for companies and can impact their business operations significantly. The Consumer Protection Act also provides for criminal penalties under Section 63 for non-compliance with Commission orders. If a respondent fails to comply with an order without sufficient cause, they can be punished with imprisonment for a term which shall not be less than 1 month but which may extend to 3 years, or with a fine which shall not be less than 25,000 rupees but which may extend to 1 lakh rupees, or with both. This criminal liability applies to every director, manager, secretary, or other officer of a company who was responsible for the conduct of business at the time of non-compliance. This provision ensures individual accountability and prevents companies from hiding behind corporate structures. Here are some practical tips if you are dealing with non-compliance. First, maintain detailed records of all communications with the respondent after the order is passed. Document every notice sent, every response received, and every deadline that passes. This documentation will be crucial when you file your execution petition. Second, don't delay in taking action. File your execution petition as soon as the compliance period expires. The longer you wait, the more time the respondent has to hide or dispose of assets. Third, consider engaging a lawyer who specializes in consumer law. While consumer commissions are designed to be accessible without lawyers, execution proceedings can be technical, and professional help can significantly increase your chances of success. Fourth, explore settlement options even during execution. Sometimes companies are willing to negotiate a payment plan or partial settlement once they realize you're serious about enforcement. Fifth, use the power of publicity. In today's digital age, companies are sensitive to their reputation. Sometimes sharing your experience on social media or consumer forums can prompt quicker action than legal notices alone. Remember, winning a consumer case is just the first step. Ensuring compliance with the order is equally important. The Consumer Protection Act gives you robust tools to enforce your rights. Don't let non-compliant companies get away with ignoring commission orders. Use these legal remedies, stand firm, and ensure that justice is not just declared but actually delivered. If you found this information helpful, please subscribe to Consumer Times, hit the notification bell, and share this video with anyone who might be struggling with similar issues. Together, we can create a marketplace where consumer rights are respected and enforced. Until next time, stay informed, stay empowered, and remember, your rights matter.